evidence is incriminating. What are you trying to hide?
Wow.
You're trying to hide the underlying crime, which is the espionage.
Wow.
All right, and can I just emphasize again, Melissa?
Wow.
From your knowledge, Trump talking for 24 minutes.
Wow.
Head of maintenance would be.
Wow,
really
wow,
unusual.
wow.
Oh
my God.
I read this of feeling sorry for this head of maintenance who's now wrapped up in what is going to be a massive investigation by the Department
Wow.
of Justice. But of course, he should have known better. He should have cooperated with law enforcement. But I can't help but think about the pressure that he must have felt,
Right.
as I think Walt Nauta probably did, from the former
Right.
president of the United States, who's probably telling
Wow.
him, I'm going to be president again. I'm going to wipe these charges. You stick
Wow.
by me and do the right thing. I hate to say that he operates like a thug. This is how Donald Trump has operated
Wow,
throughout his career,
wow,
throughout his
wow.
presidency. And this is
Emergency
the
meeting.
consequences.
We have a terrorist emergency meeting, ladies and gentlemen. We have a domestic terrorist on our hands. This news has just came out. Folks are sending me messages right now, and I just wanted to let you all know, yes, I am watching all of this information come out, and at this point, playtime is truly over. I don't even think the trial date matters at this point. I think Trump knows it's time to take a plea deal, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like. MAGA, it is officially over. I can't stay long to discuss what's going on, but this superseding indictment, it's pretty much guilty. It screams guilty. It screams obstruction. It screams take me to jail and then take me to hell. That's what this indictment Jack Smith, for him to do this, you mean to tell me his attorneys went in there today to talk about the January 6th thing, right? Trump's attorneys went in there to talk about the January 6th thing. They didn't get any progress on that, right? And then Jack Smith dropped this bomb. Wow. 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 This is 60 pages of hell on earth for Donald Trump and his minions. Every Trump supporter right now owes America an apology. Hey TJ, nice to see you. Welcome back. Every Trump supporter in America owes America an apology today. There's no Jason Aldean that's going to save you. There's no Hunter Biden, President Biden stuff that's going to save you. It's 60 pages of infamy. Let's start with the part that really grinds my gears. You know, I at least got to talk about the stuff, all right? I got to still go through and read it and process this. I got to have an emotional experience when I read this. But I was getting a lot of DMs, and I figured this would be the best way to let everyone know. Yes, I've seen this. Swerving, greetings. Greetings. This is what I want to talk about. On June 3rd, 2022, I gotta hear from some of you after. I gotta hear from some of you. I mean, this is wild. I'm gonna. Let's just get to this part, ladies and gentlemen. On June 3rd, 2022, when FBI agents were at the Mar-a-Lago club to collect the documents, which belong to the government. These documents belong to the government. And go get those TikTok lawyers. Please go get those TikTok lawyers, those TikTok thugs. Get them and tell them to bring their special behinds here and listen to this special broadcast. Okay? The FBI showed up to collect the documents with classified markings from Trump Attorney 1 and Trump Attorney 3. The agents observed that there were surveillance cameras located near the storage room. On June 22nd, okay, the DOJ emailed an attorney for Trump's business organization a draft grand jury subpoena requiring the production of certain security camera footage from the Mar-a-Lago club, including footage from the cameras on the ground floor basement where the storage room was located. You know, this is how brilliant Trump is. He puts cameras up in his house because he thinks he's going to capture people doing wrong on camera. So he puts these cameras up because he's trying to catch someone. Little does he realize these cameras are catching him. These cameras are catching him. Oh, he declassified the documents. Well, why is he deleting security footage? He declassified the documents, right? Well, why is he deleting the security footage? If you have nothing to hide, why are you pleading the fifth and why are you deleting security footage? If you really believe that you own those documents, sir, tell the FBI, come on in my house. I got cameras here. Here's the documents, and I dare you to touch them because they're mine. I have nothing to hide if they're really declassified. All right? MAGA, you should apologize to America for us having to watch a former president be called out like this by the DOJ. Where are those fake TikTok lawyers at? Those fake thugs? Where are they at now? Huh? Are they going to jail for Trump? Absolutely not. Hypocrites. All right, so let's get into this. And then I'm going to go to the boxes. I can't. My mind is just still in a state of shock. On June 23rd, all right, 8:46 p.m. And you know what you know what people are doing at 8:46 p.m.? They're supposed to be spending that time with their children eating dinner. All right, they're supposed to be doing things that are on the up and up side of life. But what Trump did was he called De La Vera and they spoke for approximately 24 minutes. What is Trump talking to this guy? On Friday, June 24th, the DOJ emailed the attorney for Trump's business organization the final grand jury subpoena, which required the production of any and all surveillance videos, image, photographs, and or CCTV from internal cameras at certain locations at Mar-a-Lago, including the ground floor basement from January 10th, 2022 to June 24, 2022. That same day, Trump's attorney one spoke with Trump by phone regarding the subpoena for the security footage. At 3:44 p.m., Nauta, his co-defendant, Nauta, receives a text message from a co-worker, employee number 3. They say this is the IT guy. Okay? He gets a text message from the co-worker, the guy in IT working the security cameras, indicating that Trump wanted to see him. Nauta, Trump wants to see you. Less than 2 hours later, Nauta, who was scheduled to travel with Trump to Illinois that day, changed his travel schedule and began to make arrangements to go to Palm Beach, Florida. Why is he going to Palm Beach, Florida all of a sudden, huh? He's supposed to go to Illinois with Trump. But all of a sudden, he's going down to Palm Beach, Florida, to Mar-a-Lago. And this is after they got the subpoena for the security camera footage. So you got the IT guy contacting Nauta, and then all of a sudden, Nauta's going to Florida? I wonder what he's going to Florida to do. Wow. Nauta provided inconsistent explanations to colleagues for his sudden travel to Florida. At 7:14 p.m., June 24th, he texted one person that he would not be traveling with Trump. Oh, no, I'm not traveling. The next day, because he had a, quote, family emergency and used the shh. He used the shh emoji. You know that emoji that goes shh. He sensed this at 9:48 p.m. that night. This is evidence, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the how we know they deleted the security footage. He texted a Secret Service agent that he had to check on a family member in Florida, and after he arrived in Florida on June 25th, he texted the same Secret Service agent that he was in Florida working. I thought you were there to check on your family, Nauda. Now you're in Florida working? Yeah, I wonder what you're working on, huh? Perhaps deleting security footage that shows the crimes? Around the same time on June 24th, Nauda was making travel plans to go to Florida. Nauda and De La Vera contacted Trump employee number 4, who was the director of information technology IT. At 5:02, Nauda sent a text message to him asking, "Hey bro, are you around this weekend?" At 5:05, Nauda texted De La Vera asking, "Hey brother, you working today?" And De La Vera responded, "Yes, I just left." Nauda then called De La Vera and they spoke for approximately 2 minutes. At 5:09 p.m., Trump employee 4 texted a response to Nauda, quote, "I am local, entertaining some family that came to visit. What's up? What's up?" Nauda responded to Trump employee number 4, "Okay, cool, no biggie, just wanted to see if you were around. Enjoy, bro." Okay, about 2 hours later, 6:56 p.m., De La Vera texted Trump employee number 4, "Hey buddy, how are you? Walter called me early, said it was trying to get in touch with you. I guess he's coming down tomorrow. I guess he needs you for something." Trump employee number 4 responded, "He reached out, but he didn't say what he wanted. I told him I was local, but I was entertaining family that came from New York City this weekend. He told me no worries." At 6:58 p.m., Trump employee 4 texted Nauda, "Bro, if you need me, I can get away for a few. Just let me know." And Nauda responded, "Sounds good." Crimes being committed on film. This is what they call, the young folks like to say, they did it in 4K. They did it in 4K. On Saturday, Nauda traveled from Bedminster to New Jersey to Palm Beach, Florida. Prior to Nauda's trip, De La Vera told a valet at Mar-a-Lago Club that Nauda was coming down too. De La Vera asked Trump employee number 5, "Shh, don't tell anyone that Nauda was coming down," because Nauda wanted the trip to remain a secret. Wow! De La Vera also told Trump employee number 5 that Nauda wanted De La Vera to talk to Trump employee number 4 to see how long was the camera footage stored. Why do you want to know how long the footage was stored? Shortly after arriving in Palm Beach that evening, Nauda went to Mar-a-Lago to meet De La Vera. At the Mar-a-Lago Club, Nauda and De La Vera went to the security guard booth where surveillance video is displayed on monitors, walked with a flashlight through the tunnel where the storage room was located, and observed and pointed out surveillance cameras. Wow. On Monday, June 27th at 9:48, De La Vera walked into the IT office where Trump employee number 4 was working with another employee in the IT department. De La Vera requested Trump employee number 4 to step away so that De La Vera and Trump employee number 4 could talk. Wow. They got him. Oh, this is where it is, and I gotta go to the box. But you get where I'm going. Trump employee number 4 and De La Vera left the area of the IT office together and walked through a basement tunnel. De La Vera took Trump employee number 4 to a small room known as the audio closet. Okay, oh, this is nasty. Near the white and gold ballroom. Once inside the audio closet, De La Vera and Trump employee number 4 had the following exchange. De La Vera says to Trump employee number 4 that their conversation should remain between the two of them. They get in the room. He goes, listen up. This is between you and me. This is between you and me. De La Vera asked Trump employee number 4 how many days the server retained footage. Trump employee number 4 responded that he believed it was approximately 45 days. You can't make this stuff up. And they get mad at me. They get mad at my friends when they get in the box and we tell the truth. They get mad at us. All we're doing is showing you what was on the camera footage. You're going to like this part, MAGA. You're going to like this. And this is what I came to do. This part right here. This part. Thank you, Angela. Oh, yeah. Now, before I read this, you know what? This is about to get real honest. This live is about to get real honest right now. If you are a Trump supporter and you don't like the truth, I'm gonna give you a warning that you can leave now. All right, because it's about to get a little dangerous in here. All right, you can leave. I understand you don't like the truth. All right, but you don't gotta take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And I mean that with all of my heart, or as my good friend Swervin says, I'm saying it with all of my chest. If you're not happy here, you can leave. Or as my good friend Angela says, you are traitors. And I wasn't always this way with MAGA, all right? I wasn't always this way. But the gloves are now off. The gloves are now off.
Everyone knows he's, and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago.
I wouldn't
have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind to him.
We can't be kind to MAGA.
The gloves are off. The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised. He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
Yeah. Every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession. All right. If you're still here, you know what? It's on you. But I'm going to read this last part, and then I'm going to open up these boxes. All right. I'm going to read this last part. But this right here, attacking ICU. Yeah, it's a superseding indictment. This last part right here seals Donald Trump's fate, forever to be put in jail wherever the coldest jail cell is. This right here. And this is in, you can go read this yourself. De La Vera told Trump employee number 4, the boss. You ever hear him say the big guy? They said the boss wanted the server deleted. Did you hear me? The boss wanted the server deleted. Wow. Obstruction right in front of your face. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. It's over. This is in the superseding indictment. Trump's going to jail. Let me read that again. The boss wanted the server deleted. It's over. You heard it right here in the kingdom. Trump employee number 4 responded that he would not know how to do that. and that he did not believe he would have the rights to do that. Trump employee number 4 told De La Vera that De La Vera would have to reach out to another employee who was a supervisor of security for Trump's business organization. De La Vera then insisted to Trump employee number 4, quote, "The boss wanted the server deleted and asked, 'What are we going to do?'" I'm going to stop right there. All right. I'm going to let you all go and finish reading the rest of this to yourself. There's still more I need to read. But it's crystal clear that Trump basically committed obstruction right there. Definitely on film. He has witnesses. And you know how I was reading and they said, he's going over here, he's going over there into this dark tunnel. They got it all on camera. They got the exchange on text message. He's going to jail, Trump supporters. Good morning. Good afternoon, Brother Swervin. How are you doing? I haven't checked in with you. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus, I'm doing good. My physical therapist came in today with the fireworks, and she
really?
came in with the laser signs. And she said, Swervin, today, brother, we gonna bend it like Beckham.
Oh, you
And I was so happy to put her out of my house. I didn't know what to do.
Right. I mean, it's a lot going on, right?
Yeah, it is. But she keeping me on the straight and narrow.
I
can always appreciate that. But
she's doing an excellent job, I must say, and I appreciate all she's doing. All right, because we need you more than ever.
He's trying. So I wanted to touch on 2 things real quick, Zeus, if I could.
Absolutely. This is the closet of truth.
And first of all, let me say I appreciate you having me up in the closet.
Anytime.
So I was listening to a live last night, and I heard, I don't like to use any names, but here was Preservative Sin talking about how it was more detrimental for Bill Clinton to do what he did in the Oval Office than it was for a former president with no security clearance to have these documents.
Right.
That was what Bill Clinton did was more dangerous than what Donald Trump did.
What? That's what they're resting their hat on?
Yeah, and an affair between 2 consenting adults
Wow.
was more dangerous than someone holding our national secrets.
Wow.
In hostage way or at bay or what have you.
Wow. They really said this on with their whole chest?
Oh yeah. And I was just sitting there listening, and I'm just like, gracefully the host said, "Hey, I saw Swervin come in here, and Swervin, I hope you're doing well." So I appreciate all those well wishes, and
right.
I don't want the sympathy, but I will take all those prayers. Let me tell you that.
Right, we do.
And the host was very gracious about that, and I appreciate that more than anything else. Yeah. But to hear that what Bill Clinton did in the White House was more detrimental than possibly letting our national secrets get out. I'm just like, wow. Don't even try to sit there and call yourself any kind of a patriot, because if any president was in charge of our national secrets, former or otherwise, and that person let those secrets get out or just stored them on a stage.
Right.
No, I can't buy off on it.
Right. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous person. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been reading these additional charges by Jack Smith. And I want to tell MAGA, do you think Jack Smith is effing around?
Does anybody out there in the comments think Jack Smith is effing around?
And they will sit here, and again, here come the TikTok lawyers.
Where are they?
Thinking that they know more than Jack Smith.
They don't.
And when Jack Smith comes for you, Zeus, you've heard me say this before. Right. The only thing I wish Jack Smith had different was a better name. Okay? If you called me and said Jack Smith was coming for me, I'm not going to lose no sleep over it.
Absolutely
But
not.
if you were like, hey, Daryl, Jack Bauer is coming for you, I'm out.
I'm out too.
Jack Reacher is coming for you.
Jack
I got to
Smith,
go.
He makes it sound very scary though.
Okay, but as I'm listening to this live, they want someone to explain why Hillary Clinton wasn't prosecuted, as opposed to why Donald Trump is being prosecuted.
Are they seriously still bringing up Hillary Clinton?
Oh yeah, they have Hillary derangement syndrome. Believe me.
They ought
Okay.
They
want to know why she wasn't prosecuted, but why Donald Trump is being prosecuted under the Presidential Records Act.
Right.
That tells me they haven't read the indictment. Donald Trump is not being prosecuted for the Presidential Records Act. He's been prosecuted. He just caught a second obstruction of justice charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anytime, and Zeus, I don't know how well you are up on your technological prowess, but the information within Mar-a-Lago, it is on a closed circuit TV system or CCTV.
Correct.
Right?
And that's what the indictment says as well.
And a lot of that was updated when he became president. So the fact that his servers would store that information for 45 days,
Right.
that's all fine and good. I'm willing to bet that there's a secondary server somewhere that has stored that information forever.
Right.
And then you have Nauta, you have Oliveira.
Yeah, De La Vera, whatever we call him, another criminal.
Who are sitting there, they move boxes the day before Corcoran, whatever his name is, signs off saying we don't have anything other than these, I think it was 37 or 38 documents.
Right.
And once he signs off saying this is all we have, then the FBI shows up and they find 100 more. And then all of a sudden, the security footage comes up missing. I find it very.
And why did the security footage go missing? That was.
I find that very suspect, Mr. Crossings. But why can't we go back and look at all the Hunter Biden information? Well, no, we don't. This has nothing to do with Hunter Biden. This has to do with what went on. And I could pull up my camera real quick and I could show you where these pictures or these boxes of classified documents were just sitting out on a stage.
Yeah.
They weren't sitting behind a skiff.
They weren't.
And they sit here.
A bathroom is not a skiff. No,
it's not. And they sit here and they talk about the Presidential Records Act. We are well beyond the Presidential Records Act. We have gone well beyond that.
Well beyond.
We are looking at obstruction of justice. The fact that this man had these documents after his security clearance had been revoked by the current administration.
Right.
And then he still tried to hide them. NARA, believe it or not, technically NARA has no jurisdiction on these.
Right.
However, NARA then goes to the FBI and the DOJ and says, we don't have these.
Go ahead, brother.
They're hanging their hat on false legal theories. They think they know more than Jack Smith does.
Right.
They are the weekend TikTok constitutionalists who, well, I'm better than Jack Smith. If you were better than Jack Smith, you would be Jack Smith.
Facts.
So miss me with this whole garbage of you trying to legally argue Jack Smith out of a case.
Not going to happen.
And it's oh my God, dude, it is so.
What do you
all I can say is my fellow Americans, look at a spade and call a spade a spade.
Facts.
The fact that people are hiding, because this is not the first time that people have been indicted for trying to hide security footage.
Right.
We saw security footage being hidden. Rudy Colludi. I don't know if you know about this yet or not, Zeus.
Talk to me.
But Republican officials in Georgia, because we talk about Ruby Friedman, right?
Right.
Republican officials in Georgia have come out publicly and said, look, do not believe what Rudy Giuliani is telling you. He is lying to you.
Rudy's a liar.
This grandmother was not out in the parking lot smoking dope, again, for TikTok informational and educational purposes only.
Yep.
This woman was not out in the parking lot smoking dope. Brad Raffensperger has testified they took a 10-hour piece of video footage, cut it down to a minute and a half or a minute 45, and said, here's what she did.
Wow.
They doctored the footage.
They doctored the footage on.
And next thing you know, Ruby Freeman is now suing Rudy Giuliani.
Oh.
So that because she's had to uproot her entire family because people have accosted her, saying, "Where are these votes?"
The MAGA has accosted her, right?
Yes, and Donald Trump was at the head of all of it, and the fact that he is sitting that Jack Smith has added these additional charges, Nada, he had his chance.
Right.
He had his chance for a Queen for a Day deal. Oliveri had his chance for a Queen for a Day deal.
Right.
They decided to hitch their wagon to a known liar, and I don't know if Zeus, if I'm out here on these TikTok streets,
Right.
and I have 100 people who've hitched their wagon to me, and 99 of them have been indicted and been put on trial. At some point, that one person has to go, you know what? I got to bail. But they still won't bail. They still going to hitch their wagon to this man. Nada.
And they're going to go to jail with him.
Yeah. I'm not Zeus. I don't know about you. I don't judge another man's looks. I mean, you are a pretty handsome fella. I will definitely give you that.
I mean, that's true. That's true. They call me Triple H for a reason.
I know. But I'm gonna tell you like this, brother. I'm too cute to end up in prison. So I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I ain't going to jail for nobody. And these people keep getting indicted. They keep getting investigated. They keep having to get attorneys. They keep having to go on trial, and still will not detach their lips from this man's taint. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take.
Their way to jail. Let's see. We have our good friend Greg. He wants to join us. Let's bring Greg up. We can get. We're having a family reunion right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe when it comes to a point where they are in that what is that bus that says County Corrections Department on the side, stay clear. Maybe when they're in that bus on their way to prison, maybe then they will say, you know what? I might have messed up here.
Do you really think they're going to say that, or do you think they're going to go all the way to jail and all the way to hell for Trump? Which one is it?
Some of them are sitting in jail right now going, Donald Trump is still my Lord and Savior. They're still sitting there right now saying the same thing. I mean, let's be real.
We're not dreaming on. No lies detected. For those of you in the comments, there's no lies going on here. Greetings, T. There's no lies detected here.
How many people have to go to jail? How many times do you have to be investigated? How many times do you have to be sued before you realize that the root of your problem is the clown that Zeus has in that background behind him right now?
Right. Thank you, Kat. Justine. Wow. Tell them, Brother Swervin.
We're just living life, living large.
Greg?
What's up, Swervin? I'm not as good as you cooking, but I'm making some chicken right now. I got some good rub on it here. I forget the name of it. I got it at the home show.
If you like it, I love it.
Greg.
We call it out.
It's an indictment party.
Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of Zeus hands floating around out there. Wow.
Holy smokes. Woo.
Delicious.
And you deserve this, all the hard work, and Jack Smith is just not quitting.
No.
He is just steamrolling ahead.
Look at Jack Smith working late on a Thursday night. Go ahead, Jack.
He's still going.
Do you think he's going to indict him anytime soon about the January 6th stuff? Hi, Yazzie.
Yes.
Hello, nice lady. Hello, Mellow Pony. Nice to see you.
Hello, Yazzie.
See you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my family as well on TikTok, by the way. What we all have been doing for the past, how long have we been doing this, bringing the truth?
Oh, gosh.
We've been bringing
months and months and months, maybe
we've been
some
bringing
of you
the truth
longer.
for months. for
Yes.
months. We've been bringing the truth since last November, I would think. Maybe even before that.
Zeus, I've been helping you bring the truth for over a year now, brother.
Wow. That's how long we've been doing this? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No lies detected.
Nope.
Yeah.
And like I said,
we're committed to doing this. Huh?
Zeus is in the closet of truth. Greg is in the bunker. I'm in the fortress of solid truth.
Absolutely.
Always in the bunker, because although tomorrow I will be able to be a little louder in the bunker because we won't have people there, so I'll be able to talk. So I'll be able to come up and hopefully drop some knowledge on y'all.
Well, I appreciate that, but I want to know more about what you think about this deleting security footage stuff.
Oh,
well, this is like when Donald Trump used to say that Hillary Clinton, asked to watch this. It's almost like he projects everything he does. It's kind of interesting when you think about it. Realistically, I mean, he actually got told a guy, "Hey, delete this shit. We're gonna get in trouble." Oh, that sounds familiar. Wait a second. Hillary, emails, acid. Not that kind of acid. Yeah. Yeah, this sounds very, very. It's almost like he made this whole thing up and he planned it. It's almost like he planned it and he was going to just blame Hillary first.
I thought you were going to say this is a witch hunt, you guys. I thought you don't
Well,
feel like this is a witch hunt?
I believe that this is some sort of a witch hunt. Maybe I don't know, a goblin or a witch. Something's out there.
Why? A long time coming for that man.
Long time coming. Do any of you feel sorry for Trump? His supporters are here. His supporters are here.
Are they here?
No.
My supporters.
Do we have people in the house? Oh, bad mental illness. No.
They are
Paul,
so
thank
naughty.
you. Paul, thank you so much. I am taking care of my mental health. I do appreciate that. You said bad mental illness. Thank you.
Oh, that's
You guys
lovely.
should really, really read the indictment.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
And here I am
Where
to let
are
you know that the gloves
where
are
are
off,
my
just saying
MFing
so.
people?
What was the question?
All right, Mom.
Where are my people that have the little call sign before their name? The I believe it's mother
Oh,
effing
yep.
something. Where are they
They all
at?
have. They all have like that little. Yeah. They all have that little.
What? I don't understand the fucking word come out your mouth.
What is that?
What?
What?
What was that?
Not here.
Keep it clean.
I'm in my office.
In my bedroom by myself. Oh,
Wait,
How
what
about
just
on America's
happened
porch?
to Nice Lady?
Hi.
Is Nice Lady
I'm petting
okay?
your head. I'm petting your head. I'm petting your head.
yeah. Actually, that's a good question, Greg.
What was
Everything
that?
okay?
Wait, is Nice Lady okay? Did
Nice
something
lady, was
happen?
that you?
She muted. Hopefully she's okay.
Nice lady.
Sounded pretty.
Yeah.
Sounded like somebody had something to say there.
Yeah, don't make me come up there.
Oh, it's not her.
Oh,
it's
it's
her
your husband.
Hmm. Okay.
Well,
Hey, Zeus.
yes.
Zeus, I'm gonna go ahead and drop myself down. You got more than enough guests up here.
Hi, Sorvin. Hi, Sorvin.
Well,
Where
Hello,
you always
we're only going to be on a
do
little
this.
longer. But,
You always
I
do
figured
this,
they-
Swerve.
I figured some of them wanted to talk to you before we, wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hang out. I just know you got some excellent panelists up here tonight, and they're
all
gonna
truth
pretty
sayers.
much they're gonna echo
Hey, I'm-
exactly everything that I've said. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions for me, please
I
feel
want to
free.
know how often are you doing PT?
3-4 times a day.
Oh man, you really lost a lot of muscle mass, didn't you?
I did.
That's a lot. You have a lot of. I'm sorry.
Well, I am
You doing
sending
okay?
healing wishes, Swerve,
Here,
all the
I'm
time.
giving you some kisses.
Oh, thank you, Yazzie. Thank
All
you,
right.
Annie.
Hugs,
You're very welcome.
Healing.
hugs.
Healing.
I appreciate that.
Healing.
But I don't want to center myself in Zeus's live either. I appreciate you all
no.
asking. But no, I'm doing okay. I've got
Good.
some hills I need to climb, some steps I need to take, and yeah, we just keep pushing forward. But this what we've seen tonight. It's like I told you, Smith is not.
Nope.
Jack Smith is not out there playing. They sit there, and I've heard these conservative lies where they're sitting there talking about how Donald Trump is playing chess. And Jack Smith is playing checkers. Let me tell you something. Jack Smith is playing checkers, or Jack Smith is playing chess, and they're sitting there playing Connect Four.
I don't even think they know how to play Connect
That's
Four.
a good analogy, though. I like
I don't
it.
think they even know how to play.
Wow.
Just sitting in the room.
Look at that! Look at that blue!
Oh,
Look at that
can
blue
I
sky!
say?
It's beautiful.
Look at that blue sky right now.
That is a nice blue sky.
And you know it's
blue
supposed
sky.
to rain. It's supposed to rain later. It looks like it's coming from over there. But we're just out here on the patio, just trying to relax, because that's what I need to do is relax.
The bunker patio.
Yeah.
I wish this is where I worked. I could work here. This could be my office. I need like a job where I can work from home.
Right.
Hey, I wanted to share. We had a community person who owned a little shop who went and did the insurrection, and she started bragging, and her uncle turned her into the FBI.
Nice. Yeah, big round of applause for that.
Good on him.
That's real patriotic thing to do.
That's a true.
I would have
patriot.
turned her in too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope,
So
we hear you,
Okay.
So we're
Her
here.
business is closed now.
Greg, what is that? Are those Trump? Is that Trump steak?
That would be me grilling up some chicken, Zeus, and it's
Okay,
looking
I don't
pretty.
think Trump sells chicken.
Now, Zeus, I did cook a Trump steak back in the day. That's exactly what it looked like.
You know my stupid MAGA Wi-Fi.
That's exactly what it looked like.
You know my stupid
Echo.
MAGA.
Yazzie, is that you? Who has MAGA Wi-Fi?
I'm gonna.
Not me.
Not allowed in
Me.
the spot.
Look at my green grass.
Me,
Hey.
this crappy stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, Yazzie, I'm watching.
All right, so Zeus, let me.
You were something swerving?
I was gonna go ahead and drop myself down. You have a great guest or group of panelists up here. I'm gonna let them go ahead and say what they need to say and do what they need to do, and I'll be listening, brother. But Jack Smith is not playing around, and these MAGAs, you can't sit here and tell me that what Bill Clinton did was more detrimental to the nation's security than what Donald Trump has done.
No.
You can't even say that. And if you're going to say that with your whole chest, please do not call yourself a patriot. Okay?
Right.
Absolutely.
And if you're willing to have good, decent, cordial conversation, you let me know when. I will start my own live and we can have that conversation. We can ask each other these questions back and forth and go from there. But what I don't tolerate the whataboutisms. I don't tolerate if somebody did this, what would you say about that? I don't tolerate hypotheticals. I deal in facts.
Boom.
And the problem with a lot of the MAGAs is they are literally lactose intolerant. So, but you all enjoy the rest of your evening. I will be listening, and if I will. You got a great group of panelists here, Zeus, and I know you're going to handle your affairs in the kingdom like a true king.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna
He
let you
is
do
the
that.
king,
brother.
Zeus. Zeusy.
Let him know.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, Swerving, and enjoy your dinner. All right. It's a great day. It's a great Thursday.
Yes, it is.
Keep
Ladies
on
and
healing,
gentlemen,
Swerve.
please have a great evening. Have fun, but more importantly, be safe while you're doing it. Okay, and I will see you all again very soon.
Mm-hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Swerving a round
night,
of
everyone.
applause. Hey, the employee is also being charged with lying to the FBI. Wow. He told agents he never saw a thing. Can you believe it? We caught him
Yes.
on. Huh? What was that?
I can believe it with these bunch of corrupt
We love it.
people. Yes.
Do you?
So
Oh, go for it.
go-
Go for it.
I was just going to say, Jack Smith's got my head spinning because I'm sitting here, I'm waiting, I'm indictment watch for J6, right? And then I see this stuff coming out and I'm turning to my 12-year-old because I said, wait, I'm confused. Help your mother. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Mom, this is a whole other case. I'm literally got to bring my 12-year-old into this. She says, Mom, more indictments on the other case.
Wow.
It's so confusing, but
Yeah.
it's also wonderful.
Yeah.
Jack
We didn't expect
Smith.
this, right? We were supposed to hear about the January 6th today.
Yes. So what do we think
Right.
now? Are we just pushing that back? Hopefully, just one day, and then Fonnie comes next week.
I want both. I want it all. State
Yeah,
and
same.
open.
federal.
What did you say? You said federal, state, federal, the two-tier justice system?
In the state chart, if he becomes president, he can't pardon himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I think she's actually going to charge tomorrow or Monday because they're putting up barricades.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Where are all the TikTok lawyers and Trump supporters at that were saying this would never happen? Where did you go?
I know a particular
Zeus, they
mother
say that
I
you're
kept
off the
telling
rails, so they're not here.
Oh.
There was this one mother who I kept saying, "You need to go help Trump. You seem to be a lawyer. I keep hearing you're a lawyer, but
Oh goodness.
Did she go and help him?
I don't think so. I don't think she's really a lawyer. That's the problem."
Oh. Well, then,
But
no, listen.
I
You
read a
can be a
recent story.
lawyer.
He's having a hard time finding them. They're turning him down.
Yeah, he's
What
having
is
a
up with
hard
all
time.
these? What is up with all these white tee women lawyers on this app who know everything about anything, and they're out here in these streets making allegations that they know more than Jack Smith? I'll tell you what, I'm not here to say anything. I'd rather have Jack Smith on the case than any of these folks who don't even have any experience. What are they doing?
They're
Well, my
TikTok
thing-
lawyers with that can prosecute, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my favorite thing to do now is every time somebody brings up having evidence, I'm like, well, why don't you go save Fox News $1 billion? Come on now.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me? Go tell them.
Yeah.
Exactly. That lady too lost her business. People stopped going to her.
Because
The lady that she got turned into the feds. Yeah, she had to close up shop, and she'd been around for a while. So I'm like,
wow. You see
Nice,
that,
huh?
MAGA? You lose your family, you lose your business, you
Yeah.
lose your.
Hey guys, is this really
right?
working?
Oh man, they're in
I
too
know.
deep to admit anything wrong now.
It's
Oh, yeah.
they're sore losers. They're just sore losers, and you just want to tell them, come to the light. We will help you. We're not even evil
Oh.
people.
I'm
we'll
not
help
helping.
you.
No, I
Hey.
tried to help.
And
I'm
If
done.
they vote.
The
If they
gloves
just
are
vote
off.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The gloves
Well,
are
they
off.
are, but just vote right. Just vote blue.
That's true.
Well,
We gotta fight this out at the voting booth. That's where we gotta do
Right.
this.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
gonna win. There's not gonna be a red wave with this stuff
No.
going on.
And then
There
if
is
they-
not a Trump. Listen, they gotta pick a jury, right? There's not a person they could pick in MAGA world that when they read this evidence isn't gonna go, he's guilty. Every Trump supporter knows after reading this, there's only one way to walk away with this and say he's guilty.
in 2016, he said multiple times how we need to protect confidential information. And then I believe based on Executive Order 13526, he could have gotten a waiver for some classified documents on a need-to-know basis, but he was too lazy to even do it.
Hmm.
Well, he said being under investigation should disqualify a candidate.
right?
He
I'm not
set
sure how his
himself
words
up.
don't go to him too.
He set
this dude.
himself up,
This dude
and
might
he
be the
reported
best
himself
predictor of
doing it.
future events. He might be better than Nostradamus in terms of predicting like future events. This man came on and said that, you know, we need stricter laws for classified documents. And then he goes ahead and does that. And then he says, you know, Hillary deleted all this stuff from her server. Thanks, Fed. And
He's a Law and Order.
sorry, I just had my zucchini.
Ooh,
I didn't mean to interrupt you while
delicious.
you were cooking your zucchini. I'm sorry, Greg.
We got
That
chicken
sounds good.
with zucchini tonight. Trying to eat clean because of my stomach being a little messed up.
He does everything he talks about. Yeah, he commits the crimes that he plays, and you know everything he says. Everything he says, the Bidens are doing it. He's the one that's doing it. You know, every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession.
Yep.
Yes,
Telling on
All right,
themselves.
100%.
right,
All right,
Yeah,
Zeus,
100%.
I'm
I
going to
agree.
drop as well to give
all
somebody
right.
else a chance to come up. I just wanted to
Guys, you
say,
got to.
you know, Jack Smith, great job. And hi
He's
to the family
coming.
tonight. I feel celebratory a little bit. So when I saw you, I wanted to stop by and say hi to everyone.
Yeah. I didn't want to, but people were sending me all kinds of DMs. Did you see this? Did you see that? And I said, you know, once it starts turning into 2 or 3, I'm like, I gotta just go live and talk because it's too much to text. You
And we
know.
sincerely appreciate you for that,
Thank
Most
you.
for all
definitely.
your
We
time.
need the
And
truth.
everybody, y'all have a good night. And I'm sure I'll see you
And keep
tomorrow.
it clean, Angela. I
You
know you're
I
trying to
am.
get off.
always,
I'm patting you.
always.
Because
Maybe not
I'm
always,
patting
but
you.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later, ladies
See
and
ya.
gentlemen. Let's give Angela a round of applause. Yes, we're getting it out of the mud, ladies and gentlemen. There's
Can
not
I?
a Trump supporter that wants to get in the box and apologize. Are there any Trump supporters that want to apologize to America tonight?
I'd like
Yes,
to ask. I'd like to ask Snuggles. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear
Can you hear
you.
me? Okay. Why would he on that live that he blocked me or whoever blocked me? Why did he start saying that Kyle Rittenhouse took that pew pew to defend he lived in? He drove there and planned on doing that horrible thing, because that's what he was saying after you also dropped off. He was like Kyle, look at Kyle, he went to defend his small city. It wasn't a small city, it
Well,
wasn't Kyle's city. So why is he such a liar, pants on fire?
Snuggles is the king of lies and misinformation. You just gotta let him think he's right. But we are looking at everything they said was true, literally crumbling in their face. In their face,
Yeah,
nothing they said is true. We got all the Trump supporters in every single lie that they've told at record time. No one asked Jack
And
Smith
all
to
of
do
them
this.
and all of them are peddling the same nonsense in their lives about the 1023 and various other
Brunson, what is it,
Br-
Brunson
Oh,
versus
Brunson
Brunson.
versus
whatever?
Adams. And it's like,
I'm
dude,
like,
just give it up. The guy can't even get an
exactly.
attorney to represent him for Jan 6. They're not
I
even
know.
there.
Did you see
They're
that?
literally saying it is unwinnable. It is unwinnable. So to all the TikTok attorneys out there that sit on this app and defend him for January or for the classified documents, but at least for January 6th, imagine that in DC for January 6th, what you call very hard to prove, no lawyers want the case. No lawyers want. That's bad.
It's like
Okay,
ruining your
when you
reputation.
can't get attorneys, that's bad. Maybe you guys, the paralegals, should go over there and be his attorney. As I said earlier today, go ahead and do your job. Get off TikTok, go to DC and represent Donald Trump. He needs you. He needs you.
Send them all your money too. Empty out your bank accounts for Trump. All right?
Yeah.
Go broke for Trump. Broke for Trump, all right? Isn't that right, Lisa Moss?
Absolutely.
Okay? Not one
Well,
thing has MAGA gotten correctly. Not one thing.
And in the comments,
Oh, go for it.
they keep saying that he's the president. So is he the president? So why is he running to be president? And I mean, all lies, but he's the president
Mm,
still.
mm,
Explain that how
mm,
that works to me.
mm.
But please keep going.
Yeah,
Please, I regress.
please,
Please keep
please.
going.
Someone in the comments said they have one thing that they've gotten right. Please, please put it in the comments. I'm afraid that if you get in the box and say it, you're going to get in trouble on TikTok. You know, they do a lot of reporting of people who spread misinformation. So
I
how
know.
about you put it in the comments and let us know exactly what that one thing that MAGA got right is. And 1 out of 1,000 is pretty low percentage if you ask me.
I've been calling them chicken little boys who cry wolf for years.
IT lady. Oh, really? You
I,
call them that?
nice. I like that. That's a great
Yeah.
name for them.
We just want you. Listen, MAGA credibility is very, very low right now. You might actually got one thing that's true, but if you add that up with everything on your credit score, it's not enough to make a big purchase. All right, and you know how that works. So that's why I keep trying to
Not
help
even a
MAGA.
payday loan.
Huh?
Not even a payday loan.
Nope, not even a payday loan. They charge you extra interest for that. Now, if you want a payday loan, come and talk to me, all right? I might be able to do something. I can send you some places that can help you get something, all right? But your credibility is in the toilet.
I know this is random, but I don't think Bada Bing, I don't think it's right that Bada Bing is using a picture of one of the Goonies.
What? Oh, wait a second. I can see that. What did you please put it in there? Wait a second. We got somebody.
Go look at Bada
Beyond
Bing.
in areas. You said you have something that MAGA has gotten right, and you put it in the comment section. I must not have read it. I'm sorry. Please put it in there again.
Who was that?
Deani
Bada-
in areas. He said he has something that MAGA has gotten right. All right, and I'm trying to validate it. All right. Oh, you told me and I missed it. Well, can you put it in the comments again? I'm not being childish. Whoever said that, cut it out.
Hey,
Yazzie, are you being childish?
I have no reason to be childish. I'm a grown woman.
Hey, man. IT lady, are you being childish?
I am not, Zeus. I'm a full
Hey,
grown
nobody's
up.
being childish. RC, Greg,
I have my
Mellow
moment.
Pony, nice lady. Any of us being childish? Where are they getting this stuff from?
No idea.
They're catching me on good behavior right now.
I said MAGA is great at messaging, and you guys are promoting their agenda.
Said it
Oh,
again. They said it again.
okay. Let me think about that. Messaging. MAGA is great at messaging.
Yazzie W, the
Hmm.
worst of ever.
Well, I'll say this about that messaging. Maybe you should add lying.
Yeah.
MAGA is great at lying and manipulating their fault, their
Facts.
culture. Yeah,
Facts.
you're really great at it. Stand
Facts.
up, Doc. Second to none. MAGA is great at messaging how to be a criminal. Yeah.
Actually,
Deflection.
they want to come up in the box.
Complicity.
How am I assuming?
Let them come up.
Well, there's only we
Oh,
have.
you don't have a
Hey,
nine.
I mean,
I
we'll
can
have
drop
to
down.
drop
I
down,
just
and
thought,
I could stay up here.
yeah, no, I can totally drop down. I just saw you were having a party, and then this is like my first time in your box. So
Oh, it is. Well, wait a second, Melopony. This is your first time in the box. Let's give Melopony a round of applause.
thank you for having me up.
Nice lady said I can take her down as well. I might have to. All right. Well, nice lady, thank you so much. All right, and we're gonna clear the box and drop 2 and bring up somebody new. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And nice lady, I think this is your first time as well. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So, Diani and Arius, we're gonna start there. All right, and I just gotta warn you, if you don't tell the truth, there will be people will report you. I don't know why they do that in my life, but I'm
You
just
talking about
giving
me?
Yeah. Are you Trump supporter?
Oh, hell no. But
Oh,
hold on. My point is though,
Project 2025, you guys keep repeating the same stuff that they want you to talk about, and that is both sides are bad, right? We're arguing about stuff that you're never going to change any MAGA's mind, but guess whose mind you could change? The independent voter. That's what they're trying to do. A repeat of 2016, lock her up. Biden crime family. And why did Hillary lose in 2016? Because of Jill Stein running on the ticket. That sucked away the votes from Hillary, and that's how Trump got in. So I'm just pointing out, I disagree with some of these platforms because it's like promoting this agenda of everybody fighting, and no one is talking about solutions at all. So I just want to point out, no third party voting in 2024.
You recommend people for it.
For Biden, that's the only issue. If he's on the ticket,
You know what we got to do though, and how
Whatever Democrats on the ticket.
How do I pronounce your name? Is it Diani?
It's Diani, yeah.
Okay, Diani. You know why because I don't know if is this your first time watching this show?
No, I watch you all the time, and I watch a lot of others because I agree with you guys. But I keep seeing this consistent pattern of everybody says opposition only, and we're literally regurgitating the same propaganda over and over and over with people whose minds were not going to really change, the main percentage. But you have to remember, thousands of people are watching these things, and if you look in the comments, what are you guys starting to hear? Both parties are corrupt. Neither party is good. I'm just not going to vote, or I'm going to write a name in. And that is what Trump and them, that's exactly what they want to happen.
Well, we see other comments as well. There's a lot of
we're pushing back.
We do a lot of polls in here. 90% of these people in here, they tend to subscribe to the idea that Biden is doing a good job.
Yes.
And that Trump is a criminal.
We list his accomplishments. We list Biden's accomplishments. We also, when they call them out, we're like, no, the inflation rate is, interest rate is higher, but the inflation rate is under 3%. Was it 2.9%?
Right, I know, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is there's no point in keep calling up opposition all the time. Call in the independents. That's who we need to reach, are the independent voters. See what they have to say. That's a huge voting block that nobody's talking to.
Yeah, one thing I will say is most of the independent voters on this app are MAGA in disguise. They say they're independent, but they're actually just embarrassed they voted for Donald Trump, but they then come on here and spread misinformation about RFK and vaccines and things like that. So I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I've been in enough of these lives where you get people that come on and say, I'm an independent. I don't like the Democrats or Republicans, but I think RFK has a lot of good things to say. And at that point, he's a delusional person. So, yeah.
I think, and I just want to go and say the gloves are now off. I mean, I think most independents, their mind is made up. And
I disagree. I disagree, bro. As soon as they put in a third party in there, all those independents that are on the fence already, they're already telling you they're on the fence. I was in a live earlier. This guy is a Republican, and they were literally us left on the left were like bashing the guy because he wanted to run as a Republican. They're like, well, why don't you just run as an independent? Why don't you just run as a Democrat? And I was like, what?
There's too much information out here for somebody to not know right from wrong. Wouldn't you agree? This is not even about left or right. This is right versus wrong.
No, I get it, bro. I get it. But that's because we are aware. We are the aware ones, and we're literally trying to educate people that have no awareness.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I don't care. They could go to jail at this point.
No, I'm talking about the independents,
Listen, I'm going to say this, and, I apologize if it seems like I don't care. But if you're still independent and confused, I don't want to talk to you. I seriously don't. I barely bring opposition in my box. I don't tell people opposition get in the box. I tell opposition to sit there.
And I'm telling you that's going to, and I'm telling to fire 2024. That's the attitude you want to take, because we're going to have a repeat of 2016 with people voting for the third party because they don't like Trump and they don't like Biden, and you're opening that door and pushing them on that route. And that's what I'm saying.
I disagree.
Be
I think
careful.
I
They
disagree.
can go.
Just
They can
because,
go. I don't. I
You know, the
can't
new
save
generation-
everybody. That's just that's just
I
how the
mean,
cookie
I get
crumbles.
you. All right.
Let Zeus do. Let
you know
Zeus cook. That's what this is about. Zeus and his family want to cook. The Trump supporters have defrauded this country long enough.
I agree. I agree.
Listen, Deani, when you see what happened, did you see what happened on January 6th?
Yes, I did, sir. I was watching it and I said, if that was a bunch of motherfucking brown people, they would have been done shot their asses.
Yeah,
They would have shot
we'd have
their
been
asses.
dead.
Sorry.
We got to
would have
keep
been
it
dead.
clean.
Sorry.
I would have died
Sorry.
if we would have done something like that.
I'm
I just
sorry.
want to say, think of the new generation. I'm talking the 18-year-olds, the 20-year-olds. They're more savvy than us older people. And I don't think I'm that old yet, but I mean, they're getting their news. They're getting all their information. They're not. The thing is, they're going to vote for the people who isn't taking away their rights. And we know Republicans are taking away their rights, especially women's rights, especially their ability to buy a home. I mean, when you try to compare the boomers generation to their generation now, and I was like, you should be able to buy a home. Why? When you bought a home, you could do it on one income. Now you need at least 3 incomes to buy a marginal home at best. And then the rich keep getting richer, and the tax rate. I mean, I think the new generation that is voting more than the boomers and the older people.
Hey, thanks, Zeus.
They know exactly what they're doing, and they're like, they're
right,
researching
right.
everything. So,
But look at the percentage. I'm just saying, you guys.
The percentage is higher for voting too.
I mean, please start. Please, your people come up in the box that are pro-Trump and that are like, well, I wouldn't vote for him because he committed these crimes or whatever, and then say, well, would you vote for Biden? And I guarantee you they'll probably say no. But are you guys asking them that?
My experience, and I can only speak from as long as I've been doing this, they're not reasonable, they're not agreeable to anything. And that's okay. So they need to get out of the way and let Zeus and us continue to cook up what we've been cooking up. I'm telling you, you'll feel so much better knowing, you know what? I told the truth.
Right. No, man, I
shame the devil.
Stress you out. They'll stress you out. They got so many conspiracies. You can tell them the sky is blue. They're gonna tell you no, it's not, and they're gonna.
It's red. It's red.
Yeah. And all you gotta say is Hunter Biden or laptop, and they're.
Zeus, let me tell you something. It blows my mind with the Hunter Biden laptop. Do these MAGAs not understand that the GOP is literally using a background check to charge him with a crime after the fact because they went in his personal computer and found the images of him doing drugs and trace it back to his background where he didn't check the box to charge him with a gun crime? Like, are you crazy? Like, is that what we want to do? Is that what we want to do?
That's the question that we gotta ask, and they won't answer it.
That is crazy to me. That's literally them coming in the back door and taking away their gun rights, and they're doing it right in front of their face, and they're cheering it on.
I know, they're so stupid. They're so dumb. They're plumb dumb.
In you, Deani. I knew you. Don't you feel good asking that? That's a good question.
No, it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
It needs to be talked about. And also, one more thing. What are we supposed to forget? MAGAs, conservatives, what were we never to forget? September 11th, never forget. 9/11, who attacked us for 9/11? Saudi Arabia, who Trump is in bed with getting money from.
$2.2 billion. $2.2 billion.
What are we doing? What are we doing, MAGA? Are you serious? Putin? You guys are in bed with Russia, with Putin?
Ooh.
What aboutism is all they got left?
Listen, the GOP told these people 2 years ago not to watch the impeachment hearings because it was a witch hunt, correct? And none of them watched it. So when they get on this app today talking about Hunter Biden and Biden doing all these crooked deals and blah, 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 tell them to go onto YouTube and watch the fucking, impeachment hearing. Sorry. Watch the impeachment hearings, and that is all discussed with witnesses and testimony from high government officials and people in the military that you're supposed to trust.
There you go.
Go watch it, and you will see the Hunter Biden stuff play out, and no wrongdoing was found. But because they refuse to watch it, now they're trying to catch up 2 years later to us who already know the answer, and we're having to debate them on stuff we knew 2 years ago.
That's why we don't debate over here. They get in my box, they get reported. Now I can't even download the live on TikTok. Why would I let somebody do that?
Listen, CNN is owned by the conservatives now anyways. They bought it out last year, so that's why it's leaning more right-wing anyways.
If you're going to try to debate any of them, MAGA or otherwise, people that claim to be independent, the best way to get them to expose themselves if they're faking it is to ask them about policy. And why? Ask them, what policies does that candidate have? I guarantee you it's something that Biden would support and sign if Congress got it through. So don't get fooled by RFK or Cornel West or anybody else. She's right in that sense. But you got to ask anybody that you're going to try to debate what policy, because you find out a lot of Trump supporters don't know anything about policy. They're not in this for policy, and they didn't know anything about politics before he came along, and they don't know anything now.
Right.
No legislation, have no idea what it takes to pass legislation. We're not talking about executive orders because he signed more executive orders than any president. I mean, gave us more debt, trillions of dollars in debt, and they have no idea. I mean, I just think that Republicans or people shouldn't be mad that Republicans haven't put any good legislation forward, anything to take care of them, to help.
Zeus, I'm going to drop because I'm going to eat.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy your dinner. Nice.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. This is the live of accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Lewis, are you there, brother?
Yes, I am, sir. Just enjoying this live. This was a great live, starting out with the number ace in the hole coming in first there. I agree with her in a lot of ways. I think we are going to run into a problem here with these third-party candidates on the liberal side.
Right.
Not that I'm worried about Kennedy or, but there's a lot of them out there that people just don't know too. There's about 5 other people that are actually running on the Democratic side. I mean, they won't get the backing of the DNC, but they're going to run nevertheless, and they're just going to take away votes from Biden.
Marion Williamson for one.
Well, she'll have to run on a different party. Only one person can run on our Democratic Party.
It doesn't matter. They're going to take votes from them. Same thing in 2016. Jill Stein. Same thing.
Well,
they're running on. They're running. I think a lot of them are running on. They're running on the liberal side, but they're running like for a Green Party. They have all those other weird names and stuff like that, but they will take votes from Joe Biden. Let's just be for real. And people keep saying this about trying to convert MAGA. Trust me, you're not converting MAGA for nothing.
It's a MAGA
Nope.
demon.
No,
It's a
not at all.
demon.
Not at all.
So why do we keep debating them? That's my point. Why do we keep debating them instead of talking about solutions?
Here's the thing: when you get in a board like right now in this room, we're in this room and it's all Democrats. It's just a sounding board, and it's better to have one of them in here because then we can make our point for our people. You know, it's hard to make your point with people that agree with you. If you're only getting your information from the people you agree with, you're getting half the story. So it's better to have one of them in here just so that you can have the opposition. You need the opposition. I think some people are trying way too hard to get the opposition in, but
that part.
I mean, it's annoying to me because I don't know how you could call someone who supports a misogynistic, racist, bigot your friend.
Facts.
I don't have any friends like that. I mean, I really
Right.
don't. And when I hear some of
Right.
these people, some people I really admire on this webpage saying, well, that's my friend. Well, if he's wearing a mega hat and he's supporting Donald Trump,
Yeah, man.
how
Preach.
how how are you how you call this person your friend?
Mm.
They're not even a friend to the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just
Traitors.
They say you're crossing your enemies closer.
Mm.
hey, I dealt with that. I dealt with that Confederate flag my whole life growing up. I'm
Mm.
telling you now that when I saw that in the Capitol, it pissed me off more than any other time I've ever seen it. And I had one burnt in my mother's front yard, believe it or not. So, but I was actually pretty fascinated by that. I was only like about 10 years old when that happened. So I was like, oh shit, this is pretty
No, keep
cool. I
playing.
get actually.
I got that.
Okay, sorry about that. But I'm just saying that it's just like to me, but for people to see that and then support that,
Mm.
I mean, that was mega. That was the Republican Party. Whether people want to admit that or not, mega is the new Republican Party. Let's just be
Yes.
for real.
They've
I
Yes.
mean,
taken over. They put a stronghold on the Republican Party.
they really
That
have. I
de-
mean, they're
that
pretty much.
demon is in them.
I mean, in
Yeah.
my eyes, mega is the new Confederacy, and the
Yes.
Republican Party is following them right into the gutter. It's just
Yep.
that simple.
It's easy to see.
hmm
It's easy to see when you
So
got the
we have
truth in you.
to watch our enemy very, very close. They are
Close.
so
That's why we want to.
blatant,
That's why we need to
right?
keep putting them in the box. We need to keep
Right,
putting them in the
right,
box, putting the fire under their
right. A
feet,
little bit,
keep
but
pissing them off. I mean, all they're gonna do is get pissed off and run or report you. You know what I'm saying? That's all
I'm
they
just
can do.
saying the
You know.
message and all of that is fine. What I'm saying is though the message has to be needs to be added to all that. That they're doing this in an attempt to get people to vote for a third party by saying both sides are corrupt. That is what it's going to come down to. If you get a majority of Americans thinking that both sides are corrupt, which people are putting out there in the comments, both sides are bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to vote. Either not going to, if they believe that, or vote for the independent.
Mm.
And that's why Hillary lost, you guys. It's the same freaking playbook again.
Mm.
And we're falling for it.
Mm.
Instead of, we need to
I'll
be
tell you something.
pointing it out.
I actually volunteer at my place, my polling place, and when we went in there earlier, we went in early, got there about 6 a.m. We got set up and we got to vote, and they let us vote early because we voted before everybody else came in. We started voting at 7 o'clock. We weren't going to open the polls up until 8. By 7:30, I knew that Hillary had lost because I had never seen so many pickup trucks and Durango boot wearing people in my life. Trust me on that. They came out the woodworks, and it wasn't for any reason that you guys think other than, hey, we dealt with this black man for 8 years. The last thing we're gonna do. The last thing we're gonna do is have a female come in here, and we have to
Thank
listen
you.
to her for another 4 years. You know,
And that's
that was all. That was all misogynistic. I can even tell with the men who had their wives with them that they drug them there and told them who they were voting for. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
right.
Because
Facts.
And that's why I feel we lost because they didn't want a woman. It would have been if you had a
they didn't
Republican
want.
on the ticket, or they didn't want a woman. Look, women can't be president. We're too emotional. I think
Well,
that's what it was.
yeah,
No,
on their
And
side, their side.
Hillary
well, my thing is
won
my
the
thing is that
popular vote. Hillary won the
I'm telling you,
popular vote.
I go on a lot of these sites, and
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you something. I see so many women bashing other women that
Right.
it's just really a put down for me. One thing women have to know is, especially black women, is black women are and women in general are running this thing. You are sitting in the seat in the White House, and that's just the
Right.
bottom line. It's men come up with 900.
Facts.
A woman will walk out on her job if they don't let her off in time to fight. A man, he's staying there and getting them extra hours because somebody else left. That's the way a man thinks. You know what I'm saying? I'll get them extra hours because he left early. You know what I'm saying? But women are going to vote. The women who vote will vote. Come rain or shine, they will stand in them lines.
Yeah.
They will do what they have to do to vote. Men, we kind of like, oh shit, I'm tired. I ain't going to vote. You know what I'm saying?
Here they go with the cuss.
But
Sorry about that.
look at the statistics on who didn't show up to vote for 2016. Like 25% of African Americans did not show up to vote as they did for Obama. That's a problem. And another problem is you, like I keep saying, both sides are bad. Both sides are bad. And then there's that third party vote coming out too. We can't get too comfortable like, oh, nobody's gonna vote for Trump because they're doing it the back door
Here's my
way.
thing. I don't think people give Bannon enough credit. Bannon is a media mogul. He knows how to make or break you in the media. That's why Trump brought him on board. And what Bannon did, if he didn't do too much else, but one thing he did was he made everybody think that Hillary was a shoo-in. So people just didn't even go. Everybody just knew Hillary was going to win. Everybody just knew she was going to win. And Bannon pulled that off. If you read his book, he'll tell you that. How he pulled it off was he made it look like Trump didn't have a chance.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm agreeing to. That's what I said. People didn't go vote. But this time in 2024, everybody's going to go vote. They know that. Everybody's going to vote.
Hillary failed not because of that also. She ran a bad campaign.
She ran a bad campaign.
She didn't even go to the battleground states that she should have went to. So
how you gonna not go to
I don't want the message to be diluted because we're trying to cater to the independent. If you're independent right now, with all of this stuff that we got going on right now, the indictments, something's wrong with
Here's the thing, though.
Let me say something.
Go ahead, Lord.
Let me say something
They're
real
out
quick.
there.
I know they're there, but hopefully they listen to this special broadcast.
I want to say one thing. It's only one side that's bad. It's only one side that's taken away from everybody. That's on this platform.
Exactly.
It's only one, and that's the Republican Party.
Yes.
They took away the women's rights, you know what I'm saying, to do what they want with their body. So it's only one side that's really bad. So you can't say both sides are bad. No,
but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
That's what they said leading up to Joe Biden getting elected too. And there's always going to be a certain amount of that. But I think one thing that's really important to keep in mind is we tend to get into these social media bubbles, and TikTok, the population of TikTok is not even as large as independent voters in the United States. So one important thing is to not just sit around on social media and talk about it. It's also to get out on the ground, get out the vote, because when we get out the vote, we win. And let people know the difference, because there a lot of the independent voters, and mind you, independent does not mean conflicted, because there's a lot of independent voters that are very anti-Trump and very anti-MAGA. So independent just means you don't belong to a party. So those are the people we need to convince. And we probably won't convince them on social media, but we can convince them in person. I just think that's important.
But I also want to recognize that I've been seeing a lot of these kind of lies. We're not getting them all, but we've actually helped a lot of people wake up to what's been going on. A lot of people say, Zeus, I don't even watch the news. I just listen to what you and they watch us go back and forth with some of these Trump supporters, and they form their own opinion about things.
You are the MAGA whisperer. That is a fact. No lies detected.
It's Zeus the truth. Yeah. Zeus the truth.
Yeah. Tell them, little dog. Yeah.
I'm telling you. That's your new name, Zeus the truth. That's what I call you.
Democrats have won the popular vote for the last few elections.
No, I know that, but all the redlining and stuff or whatever changing the electoral maps is hopefully that stuff will be rectified in 2024. I don't know what all those. I know the lawsuits.
Well, what a lot of MAGA don't really understand is that when they do get in the box, and there's several content providers that are out here that when they get in that box, they don't realize that these people have done their homework. They don't come to the board making up stuff or having to read off papers, but they have the documentation on what they're talking about, or they just don't talk about it. It's that simple. But I mean, so when they come to the box with nonsense, it's easy to shoot it down, and it's a few
Right.
key points. When you hear that birds of the same two birds of the same two wings of the same bird or whatever, when you hear that kind of crap, or one saying now I'm independent. Now I'm an independent. I'm no longer a Republican. When you hear that kind of stuff right there, those are just people that are trying to. They're trying to find a way out. There is there is. I still don't think you can convince them to vote for Joe Biden. But my thing is that you can definitely make them not vote than actually vote for. Let's just be for real.
Are we
That's
talking
just not
about normal
happening.
Republicans or are we talking about MAGA?
We're
No,
talking MAGA.
independents.
Normal.
Gonna
It's
go
about
that
MAGA.
way,
MAGA.
Indians from
I
MAGA.
think regular Republicans would
the
go
regular,
with
yeah,
would probably vote for Biden if it came down to a choice because they don't want
Yeah.
I don't think they don't want
Yeah,
Trump
but
back
what
in
I'm
the chair.
saying though is mega,
They don't want their rights taken away.
a mega person doesn't call themselves a Republican.
Right.
No.
They're
right, because all
they're
the
just off the
rhinos.
rails on that one.
They,
That's why I'm
their
saying
their
they're
line
just
is
regular
their line is I
Republicans.
used to be a Republican. Their
Right.
line
That's
is
what I'm
I
saying.
used to be a Republican,
That's why I'm
and
saying
that's
Well,
what they
some
say.
people,
a normal
so
Republican
never
would probably
Trumpers
go ahead and
also,
would probably vote for Biden because they don't want to deal with Trump again. They don't want to be associated with that.
Right,
I mean,
right,
Unless
right.
there's a
they are
third
trying to
party
separate
candidate.
themselves so far. It's not even
Unless there's
funny.
a third party. That's what I'm
Many of them
saying,
right now
guys.
are distancing themselves from that whole aspect of, you know, it's kind of funny if you think about it because the Republican Party is split so bad because you have the ones that call themselves Republican and MAGA, and then you have the ones that are Republican who are actually the I would have to say the ideal Republican in a sense, where they're looking at what government's doing. They're looking at how things are being done. They're looking at things that can actually help the country. Whereas then you have those ones that are like, we want to go with Trump. But no.
yeah. So from 2016 to 2020, I spent a lot of time with the Never Trumpers. And the Never Trumpers are, they're conservatives that are disgusted by Trumpism and MAGA.
Correct.
And we convinced a lot of those guys to either vote for Biden, which they did do, and some of them, which, you have these single issue voters in that camp.
Right.
Like they get on a thing like abortion or okay, great, your presidential, leave your presidential vote blank and vote for your issues or whatever. We want to try and not to alienate those people because they are anti-fascism.
Right.
And that's what you
Right.
should be.
Right.
You should be an anti-fascist.
Right. You should be
Absolutely.
about unity and doing what's best for the country, not this whole, we want this Third Reich type of situation all over
Right.
again.
Right.
That's
we
right.
don't want the totalitarianism. We don't want the dictatorship. We don't want the quote unquote what I'm sure Trump perceived. It's a monarchy, bro. You're not even royalty like that. But okay.
Right.
But it's that whole dictatorship because think about his mannerisms and who he actually idolized. He idolizes Putin and he idolizes Kim Jong-il, who are both dictators.
Yeah.
Don't forget the China leader. Don't forget the China leader. You left one out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these are
President
dictators.
Xi.
These are dictators. He's got this. He's fixated on this ideology of, he is the up and all beyond everything. No, you're not.
No,
We have
there's
a
no
democracy
lies
for a reason.
detected. I'm watching the comment. They're saying that you're lying. No, he does
How
want
am
to
I
be a
lying when you have
dictator.
somebody who's self-absorbed?
Well,
and he
did
can't
you
do
see his
step on?
mandate? Did you see what he says? He's transferring
Is that
all
man?
executive,
Yeah, to himself.
all branches. He's converting all the power if he gets back in office
To
to
himself.
the executive branch.
Right.
So
Which is
so pretty
which
much he's
is
saying he's going to run everything. He's trying to turn himself into Putin. I'm telling you now. That's his
Exactly.
whole
he wants
mission.
wants to be the dictator.
totalitarianism. He wants
A
total
dictator.
control, and that is nothing more than a dictator and a tyrant. Because he's already proven he's a tyrant. We've already seen him explode and act like a toddler in the middle of Toys R Us who
Right.
can't have a toy. We've
Right.
seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
20
that
years.
comment center saying, "I'm lying. You must not have seen me."
Right.
Those are the
But
exact
they
things
don't.
that we need to be talking about over and over. Not Hunter
Google
Biden's
screening.
laptop, not all this stupid
Google screening.
stuff. It needs to be that conversation
Okay, let's
about
talk
the
about Marjorie
Project
Taylor Greene.
2025. It's so crazy.
Right. Let's talk about why is it Marjorie
Right.
been removed and how come she's not in jail? But she's not in jail because there was anybody else showing pornography on the on congressional floor. I can't see how that's
Put
smooth.
her in jail.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's
But
smooth.
she's exempt. They're exempt because they're Congress representatives on the floor. They're exempt whenever they bring any information. It's
But
in
they
the
can be
rules.
removed.
Right.
But
Right.
But there's
But
nothing can happen to her.
yes, they can be removed, but their Georgia state that voted them in, they're the ones that have to pull them out, not
Right.
the
Cut it out,
Congress.
Mitch.
And she
This would.
won
This would.
Well,
she won in a
she can be removed
gerrymandered.
from seeing going to chambers, can't she?
Zero
Yeah.
credibility.
Okay.
This
So
would. This
she
would Marjorie want. Marjorie wants to be in the cabinet. She want a spot in the White House on his cabinet somewhere. If
Right.
quote unquote, if he wins, she want to either be VP or
Right.
Secretary of State or somewhere in that area that she want to be one of the top dogs in that White House.
Right.
You know what
That's
Marjorie
what. That's
reminds
what
me
y'all
of?
gonna get.
You're
That's
right.
what she wants.
You know what she reminds me of? You know
That's
how
right.
you have that person who you don't want to even say they're a butt kisser because they're beyond butt kissing. They're like they have a straw and they're up in there. That's what she reminds me of. She reminds me
they're
of that
butt
person who
lickers. They're
it
butt
don't even have to
lickers.
be around before she's laughing it up.
Yeah, y'all got some wild imaginations.
I
up
mean,
there.
you know, but you know, she's beyond a bus. She's
Yeah,
beyond a butt kisser. She's so far up there. I think they need a ladder and a dive team to get her out.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
they can make her
Okay.
ambassador to New Zealand or something. You know.
I
No,
have
don't
to
do
She gotta go through that Trump got.
I mean, look, swim upstream, baby, swim upstream. But I mean,
Hold on.
don't make her an ambassador
Zeus.
to any country.
Hey, Zeus.
Yes.
Zeus. Hey, Zeus, don't be surprised if they keep pounding on Biden's age and dementia and Sleepy Joe, because what's their greatest fear, bro? What's their greatest fear? That a black woman becomes president of the United States
Right.
because something might happen because he gets reelected and there's the black woman in the highest office. They will lose their minds. That's what it
So
is. That's what it's
let's
about.
think about this: a Sleepy Joe thing. Everybody's talking about how he has dementia and everything else, but yet and still, he pulled a black man's move that day on the State of the Union, didn't he?
Right.
So he learned
Oh
from
yeah.
the best. I mean, because Obama, I have to give it to him. Obama's got swagger. He's got skills. He's very charismatic.
Right.
He's well spoken. But don't get it twisted. That man is black. Don't think he didn't come off and go off on people behind closed doors. Because
Tell him, Kim.
I think that Joe probably picked some of that stuff up because here's the thing. Whenever people were making that big old stink about how he made the comment about, blacks vote, they're going to vote Democrat, all blacks vote Democrat, blase, blase, when he was on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God, right? Notice that the only people that have that dog whistle in their mouth are the ones that aren't black.
Hello.
Because black folks understand that. We understood the sarcasm. We understood the whole demeanor. We understood that. Because first of all, you're not going to be white and get on that show and show your behind and think that Charlamagne ain't going to tear you up.
Yeah. They don't even know what the Breakfast Club is about.
They don't
never watched it
exactly.
before. They just go and
They
read
probably
it.
never seen it.
No.
And if you ever saw it, you know how they clown. You
Yeah.
know they clown. So, show, you're just hearing this little bite, whatever you want to chew on. That's fine, all well and good. But if you're going to take something and you're going to run with it, make sure you have the total context of it. Because there was something that Charlamagne said that made Joe make that comment. It was a joke.
Yeah. Let's just be honest, Trump supporters, MAGA. Donald Trump's going to jail and you're upset. Let's just put that out there very plainly. You're upset and you're looking for dirt on the Bidens and you can't find none, so you're more frustrated, all right? I get it. But no lies have been told in this live. Everyone's been telling the truth. Isn't that right, Yazzie?
Oh yeah. And just remember, Trump and Biden are very close in age. I mean, they're not.
I think Trump
So
is
Right.
older than Biden, I thought.
no, Biden's older.
No.
But the thing is, They're really
Right,
close
but
to
they
me.
ain't calling Trump sleepy Trump.
No,
That's
they're
the
calling
point.
they're
Diaper
calling him
Dawn,
But
Diaper
hey,
Dan.
Diaper Dawn, who
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
poops
Diaper
his pants,
Don.
poops his
as a
pants
Hey,
every
my
baby.
day.
thing, my thing is like this: when this thing first hit the fan, and we knew that Jack Smith was going after Trump, before the indictments came out, I
Yeah.
was actually thinking, there's no way he's going to jail. But I'm
Right.
telling you something. On July the 27th,
That's today.
I am positive that he's going to be arrested and go to jail. It's that simple. He's going to get fingerprinted. They haven't done it yet, but he's going to be
You're talking
fingerprinted.
about the superseding indictment that Jack Smith just dropped, right?
Absolutely. He's
Breaking
He
going to
dropped it
news.
jail.
like
But
it was
Lewis,
a mixtape, didn't he? He was up there talking about January 6th, and by the time Trump was about to eat his dinner, he let him know there's another a superseding indictment.
Right.
but Louis, check this out though. Check this out. If
Yeah.
you look at next year's the way everything goes, you know, the calendar as far as
Right.
you know, candidates going out, their stuff. It's like you got court, then you got the president, you know, president, people go out and do their thing. Then you got another court date, then they got another thing. You got a court date, another thing, a court date, another thing. That man is constantly in court all next year. Every month, every other month that they have something going on, like, you know, either campaigning or debate, he's got court the following month.
Yeah. And to Mark in the comments who said that he thinks it's funny that we're laughing about what just went down with Jack Smith, and he said he's going to be back when Trump doesn't go to jail. Mark, you come on back, bring your special behind back to this live, and
Yes,
Right.
Make
please.
sure you have your make
okay,
sure you
because
have your
here's the deal,
parameters with you
Mark.
so you can
He's
draw it
going
out.
to jail with the rest of his supporters that were there on January 6th. He's going to be in jail.
I
Hey
mean, if
Zeus,
Mark feels that way, he can
Yes.
bring his crayolas and his paper, and we can help him out.
Yeah.
Zeus,
What's
look up this song called "Jack Your Body."
Listen, we better change the laws.
Jack your
Look up
body?
this, "Jack Your Body." It's by Farley Funk Master Funk.
Oh.
Whoa.
It's called Jack Your Jack Your Body, Jack
No,
Your
I
Body.
might get off on that. I'm
Yo,
gonna need to
I'm
get off
telling
on
you right
that
now.
one.
I'm telling you
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
telling
It's
you,
like there's gonna be all. I'm surprised there's not all these kind
it's
of
house
parodies out
music.
here right now.
You know, if
It's house music.
MAGA tears weren't so
Oh, I
salty
found
on
it.
indictment days, you could water your whole lawn with them. There's so
Yo,
many.
hold
Right.
up. If they were so salty, the Dead Sea would actually be alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so
I
MAGA,
mean,
do we have an
But hold
understanding?
on, you guys. Hold on. You guys really think they're going to throw Donald Trump in jail,
Yes.
who's part of the elite and part of the people that actually create the laws? We are going to
Yes.
have to make sure that they don't come up with no BS about why they cannot arrest, because what they always say is what they're going to put the Secret Service in prison with him. We're going to have to create something in the Constitution or
You
something.
he'll go to federal prison.
No,
He'll
because
get
I'm
once
just
once
saying.
once
Solitary,
once he's
solitary
once he's
confinement.
Johnny, I
convicted,
like
Yeah,
you,
once he's
because
he
convicted,
lose the Secret
you
Service.
say what needs to be said.
right? Once
So I
he
can
once he's
people
convicted,
talk.
he'll lose all his Secret Service
But this has
protection.
never happened before. This has
Correct.
never happened
So,
Right.
before in our history.
so it
So
should
are
happen.
we for sure? We looked it up that a sitting or not a sitting but a president
Yeah.
that was once a president with Secret Service. Do we have something written in the law or in the Constitution or in an
Listen,
amendment
If I'm
saying
not
that we
mistaken,
can
there is something
arrest
that
them?
there is
listen,
something that says
listen.
that if something happens to the president of the United States, something like this,
Yeah.
or if he's like, if there's any kind of whatever, because think about
You
it,
need to see it.
Nixon doesn't have Secret Service.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
Nixon didn't have Secret Service after what he did.
Right.
And I want to make sure we found you know he was found liable in the
Okay.
E. Jean Carroll case. They found out what he did.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It didn't fall under the umbrella of his duties as president, right?
No.
Right.
So they're they're clearing the way to do something that they've never had to do in American history.
Well, they have as
Right.
far as
Okay.
indicting or as far as putting him in jail. Yes, this will be something that's going to set precedents, and because it's going to set
Other
precedents.
countries do it. Other countries do it.
Correct.
I'm
Other
not too
countries have
worried.
done it. The
Other
United States has
countries
never
do it all
done
the
it.
time.
We're not
And
talking
by
about
the
other
way,
countries.
I would be
We're
satisfied if
talking
they
about the
just tell
U.S.
him he has to stay in Mar-a-Lago. Because, I get it.
Oh, hell no.
It might be too much to put him in a jail. It's too much resources. I'm fine if they confine him to Mar-a-Lago with Secret Service.
True. Yeah,
Or they
exactly.
could,
And
or they
can't
could
run
throw
for
him in
nothing ever.
look, or they could put him in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Or they can put him in
Yeah.
Gitmo. Okay.
Send him to Russia. But he better not step foot in that White House ever again.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Right.
Never in the White
Yeah,
House, ever again.
he should be.
He's maybe
He
let
should
the
be.
So when
No
the MAGAs
mayor,
are saying you
no
guys are
commissioner.
crazy if you think he's going to go to jail, that's what they're referring to. That us not going to put president with Secret Service in. And Zeus just said it. We would be happy if he just stays in Mar-a-Lago. So let's make sure we ask for what we want to get.
But you know what?
No, my thing is, but my thing is like this. You got to figure house arrest is incarceration. Believe it or not.
Correct.
It is.
I know it's not the ultimate incarceration, but it's still incarceration. And for somebody like Donald Trump, that is just as much torture. And especially it's torture probably for Melania. But
speaking of,
she ain't even there.
Hold
she
up.
in
Speaking
Europe
of,
somewhere.
do you know that did y'all hear? Well, you may have to look it up. I gotta go look for it again, but I'm gonna have to find it. But supposedly the rumor is that she requested another another amendment to her prenup.
Oh, I would be amending it too.
Because have you noticed? Because you haven't seen her. Wait a minute. Because you haven't seen her around his behind ever since this happened, right? You haven't seen her on his arm. You haven't seen her in court. You haven't seen her anywhere.
Or his kids.
That woman is like he's like the plague to her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm out.
I mean,
she's in Europe.
She's
in Russia.
She's in Russia. Yeah.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
she'd have to be crazy. She'd have to be crazy to leave him, though. I mean, she would have to be crazy to divorce him. I mean, how much time do you think? How much time do you think he's got left, though? That's what I'm saying. So she probably could get the whole farm,
Hell yeah, right
well,
away.
Hold up, though. She may be able to get it now just because of all the indictments he's got. I mean,
right.
He's got all that in the trust. He got all this stuff in the trust.
I'm gonna head out. So I just want to say, you know what? The gerrymandering is what got us in trouble. So if they gerrymander those certain counties and those, that's where the problem is. I don't even think a third-party candidate got less than 3%. She won the. The popular vote. Democrat.
Well, see, they've been doing that, and I think here in the
Still though, but Hillary lost because of that. Hillary lost because of that.
But where they won was in states that that blue won anyways. So what needs to stop is when we lost the red count went to red because of the gerrymandering. Now, if you stop that and we get more votes, I mean, Biden won electoral college by a landslide. Landslide.
And actually, if you think about it, it's electoral college who actually puts them in office. It's not popular vote. Popular vote kind of like, okay, I'm here.
Exactly. So that's why the gerrymandering is the problem, because even if you get independents, well, some independents, Democrats still take the county or the county in each state. So that doesn't really matter. So I also worked as an election judge, and I did it for lots of years too, in small elections, big elections. But the problem is gerrymandering. They make them all weird borders, so the minority votes don't get to count, and they can't put their representative. It's not so much the third party candidate; it's really this gerrymandering that's
but you have to put those two together, because when you do go down to the very county, there were some counties that Hillary lost by only 100 votes that went to Jill Stein in those counties. That's what I'm saying. 100 votes. That's why she lost. That's why she lost the electoral, though. That's why she lost the electoral votes by 100 votes in so many counties, sometimes 1,000. That's what I'm saying. You have to. It's both.
There were a lot of reasons Hillary lost, not just one.
And she's a woman.
Right.
Bad campaign. She's a woman. She's a woman.
But that's my point. We're not. It's Joe Biden.
Being black president is valid too, right? I don't think they wanted to deal with the Democrat after Obama. That was called
No, because Obama did a better job. Because Obama did a better job than Bush did.
Yeah,
and he definitely did a better job than Trump. And he's been at office.
There's a lot of factors.
And I personally think Hillary would have did a better job than all of them.
So, you know
I think she was more qualified.
Let's keep it 100.
That's just me.
Man is a great woman.
Let's keep it 100. Hillary is more of a man than some of these men in office right now.
Yes,
Right.
Hillary would have been a great president for sure.
But my thing is that
She did more
my
for
thing
man
is
than
like this.
Jay.
Hillary just didn't show enough personality. She didn't go to the places where she needed to go to. There was a bad campaign. It really was.
Correct.
I
I
mean,
would agree with
Well,
that.
I was under the impression that Trump was a joke, and so no, that's why why would she have to campaign when
exactly,
the
Well,
answer
see,
was
that's
he's
what
exactly,
a joke?
It's because he
exactly.
that's
has
what
a
But
everybody.
Joe
presidential
campaign is
record.
hard because
So
she
So
he
we
didn't
has
do
learned
a
our
anything.
lesson.
okay. Okay.
Right. I
And
think she.
also there's a difference too. Trump came in with a clean slate. Like you can go back to each candidate. They voted against this. This was bad for the party. This was bad for humans. He had nothing like that. He didn't have in now they can go back to his record. Hey, you only signed executive orders. What legislation did you pass for these people? Zero, zilch. Okay. How come you didn't pass anything when you had the House of Representatives, you had the Senate, you passed no bills, and you had even the judges. So you had all that for 2 years, and you got how much done? And you still haven't
Zero.
signed executive orders.
Nada.
So
They
yeah,
don't care
Zero.
about all
yeah,
that.
I
They
know, but
don't
I'm
care
just
about
saying.
that.
They don't.
The
Well, don't some
Confederate,
They'd
people
rather
who
talk
watch
about
them?
I didn't
trans
notice it,
kids
but
and
Zeus
drag
does have to
queens.
run. Zeus
Well,
does have
all
to
of us.
run, ladies and
the,
gentlemen.
the Confederate
I
came out
gotta
to
run.
vote for Trump. That's who
Bye,
came to
Zuzi.
vote for
I mean,
Trump.
bye,
The
Yes.
Zeus.
Confederate,
Right.
Zeus, I will.
the
If you tell
Confederate
me then
came
I'll
out
call
to
you
vote for
Zuzi.
Trump.
I won't call you
That's why
Zuzi.
Trump is
You're
president. What
fine.
was president because of the Confederate.
Yeah, Z.
Bye,
Right.
everybody.
It's
Have a
funny
great
that
day.
you
So
bring up
great to
Come
be
out to
on the
vote
Confederates.
for
panel
him.
with you guys. Have a great day.
See, it's
Thank
funny
you.
that you bring up
Bye.
Confederates.
Bye, Zeus.
Earlier, I
Hey
was in
guys,
Teams
Bye.
Live, and they
Zeus
were
has
talking
to
about
run.
Confederate statues, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, you're talking about Confederate statues, but you're also talking, you put Confederate statues up. So now, but you don't want to talk about, history and how they're rewriting the books and stuff like that and saying slavery was okay and all this other stuff. But yet and still you put up statues of people who committed a treason against the United States.
Right.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right.
Now I gotta
And they
run, ladies and gentlemen. But we had a great live in the Closet of Truth. If you go live, any of you going live next, perhaps to carry on the conversation? Any of you?
What?
No.
Nope.
Not
Ah,
at this moment. Hey, Zeus, thanks so
Zeus,
much
you're
for
the
having me in the
fan.
box. Appreciate it.
thank you,
Thank
Zeus the
Hey,
you.
thanks,
Truth.
Zeus.
all right.
Thanks,
I'll be
Thank
back
you,
Zeus.
the
tomorrow,
truth.
6:30 a.m. bright and
All right.
And I'll
early.
be on my way to
Don't be
school.
late. Don't be late.
I
Don't be
will.
late.
Bye.
All right. I
Bye.
see, lady Louis, Little Hot Kim.
All right.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
Deanna as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Trump is about to get indicted seriously, big time with this trying to delete security footage evidence that has just came out. And where does this leave us here in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen? It leaves us with, once again, going to bed knowing the DOJ is working to help protect these lovely United States of America. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I get up out of here, I want to make sure I let the Magadonians know where things stand. As you can see, all of us were in the box. No lies. And we are holding MAGA accountable for all of their crimes and dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. MAGA, traitors, seditious, conspiracy, you name it, stealing classified documents. MAGA stands for crimes. At this point, MAGA doesn't stand for policies. No, they don't care about helping children. All MAGA cares about is helping Donald J. Trump commit crimes. And what a shame! Now, as much as I want to try to, be kinder with my message and in the hopes that MAGA will someday wake up out of this demon-possessed spiritual state that they're in, as much as I would like to be as kind as I used to be, I just can't be kind any longer because, as your leader says, the gloves are off.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off.
The jar.
The jar has been opened.
The jar has been opened. MAGA has attacked our country on January 6th, and actually well before January 6th, with all the lies and misinformation, all the QAnon conspiracies, all the nasty things, evil, nasty things that MAGA was saying about Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, and President Biden, now President Biden. MAGA is attacking Hunter Biden every opportunity they get. They have no relief to provide the American people fiscally, none. This indictment, this superseding indictment that Jack Smith just dropped, outlined in detail Walt Nauta and what is his name? DeVera trying to delete security footage that showed Donald Trump was obstructing justice. What a shame. With that, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I want everybody to go to bed tonight knowing that Donald Trump is one day closer to going to jail, right? Let's give Jack Smith a round of applause. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. So be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. Thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm the God, call me Zeus. I'm the God that took a long time to get here. You living like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mouth, I can't even look to you. I can't hang around with you, you fall in love too quick. You a high risk, mix all in the mix, I put a bang on the head. This is way above the head. When you playing with the guys, when you playing with the girls. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, but you such a douche. I try to be patient, but you
Jack your bodies.
I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Donald Trump. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. Yeah! Act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Donald Trump with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. Thinking that I'm cool till I pull up like Zeus. Donald Trump in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. He's deranged. Wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment. Now I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Donald Trump is to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your goose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet. Everyone knows you. Playing hating on the guys, baby, such a douche. Try to be patient, Jack Smith, like my views. He's in the rain. Snakes, like a mongoose. He's in the rain. Love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. Cut it out, I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that he's a harasser and an abuser. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god. He's a harasser. Yeah, you know about me. But he's a harasser and an abuser. Oh. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife. Everyone knows he's, and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him.
I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised. He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage. Yeah!